Test 1, 2. Is the volume working? That's a yes for that. Test 1, 2. Test. Okay, that's working. Okay. Well, this is pleasantly working well. We are straight back in. Anybody that watches the replay of this, welcome back. I'm starting to stream again. So, we haven't touched Warhammer for ages, so we're gonna finish off our little Gryph-hounds, and then I'm basically going to forget about Age of Sigmar, and we're gonna go straight into our 40k stuff from Combat Patrol. So, hopefully everything goes smoothly. Alright, so what do we need? We need these bodies. We need 5 and 6. These double up, and then there's alpha heads. There's one that I don't need to use. So let's start getting the second body set out, because our first one is this little one, which is an alpha, because it's got the little crest on the back. So let's cut these out. Hopefully we won't need too much cleanup. I have changed the blade on my scalpel, so hopefully that will make cleanup a bit more clean. But anyway, it's good to be back. Let me just change one thing for myself. There we go. So that's 5, and then this one is this one. This is the one we want. 6. Just be careful of the tail. And as usual, they put one right on the knee. I think that's... oh, there's one at the back of the tail as well. Alright. Let's see how easy this is to clean with the new scalpel. So what we got... actually, we'll just use the deburring tool first, just to see if we can negate having to actually do anything. Just a light scrape, and that's cleaned up. I usually have a bit of trouble cleaning with this tool, but for some reason right now it's working quite well. Putting no force into this, and it's just slowly scraping off the edge. Alright, I think that's done. I will use the scalpel for the feet, because it's a bit more of a raised spot. Should be easier to cut off with the knife. I say that as my knife is not getting any purchase on that whatsoever. Yeah, it's just slipping over. Okay. If I use this, does that... okay, something is wrong with that blade. Even though it's brand new, it's not actually working on anything. Okay, I think... oh, the knee. That was the last little spot that I needed to clean off. Yeah, the blade's not working for me for some reason. Just try and not completely destroy the knee. If you look at that, it's... If I can get that in. The knee is kind of a bit messed up there. So what I'm trying to do is clear that little piece. If it will focus. Okay, I think that's good enough. Alright, next piece. Okay, that is raised. Oh, now the knife wants to work. Okay. Also, did the screen just get really bright? I think it did. Yeah, the knife's working now. I don't know why it wasn't before. Still not working quite as good as I want it to, though. Oh yeah, and mold lines. I always forget to take them off. So they're pretty bad on the back of this leg. And they're not coming off. Okay. Use the knife. That seems to be working a lot better for the little mold lines. Also, this brightness is a bit much. Let me drop that down a bit. That should be a bit better. Or let me just try that again. Looks fine. Maybe in between. Right there. Okay, so we've got this piece here to clean. Okay, I think that might be all the parts that we can... Oh no, there's one more piece there. Okay, that should be it. Just need to try and get this last little... I want to make a divot in it though, that's the worry. One sec, just need to do something with my phone. Let's see. My phone is nearly dead. Alright. So those two are done. So that's just a simple glue together job. Can line it up. Okay, that's a good fit. I just need to use a bit of glue to get rid of one of the lines in the middle, but other than that, this piece is still annoying me though. It's like a... I'm sure it will just paint over, but it is annoying me seeing the lighter grey plastic. Okay, anyway, let's try and glue that together. So, if it's in that way, I need to glue... It's probably easy to glue this side. Because it's at least thicker on this side. You're right. So we want across there, across here, and then across this. That should be it. And boy, is that glue strong in smell. Line them up. Okay. That should be that paste on. It's good that the glue's sticking out of the thing, so I can just shave it back and it will fill in that gap that was there. Okay, that's the body done. That was the second one because it's the same body as the alpha, but we use a different head on this one. So that's purely for the alpha. Okay. So what we need is 3 and 4. So these two. Just nip that. And if I can get my clipper in there. Right there. Clip that one. And try not to make a mess of the head here. Okay, that's a pretty big thing left over. Okay, that's cleaned off. And then just a little piece on the head. Right, and then the same for the other one. Should just be 2 contact points. Scalloping it a bit, which I don't want to do, but I want to get rid of that one piece just in case it screws up alignment. And then that's a pretty gnarly piece on here, but at least it's on a flat piece. As long as I flatten that out, the head should fit together perfectly. Alright, let's see. Such a fiddly piece. Okay, it's not perfect, but I think that's just how the model is. So you've got like a crack in the middle of the head, but I'm assuming the glue will fill that out. Because even the front, if it will. The front of the head has a bit of a... Oh, yeah, it's opening up there. Anyway, see if there's any more that we can just shave down. Just in case we can get a bit closer. Alright. Damn it. So fiddly. I don't know how people do this. Yeah, that's a tiny bit better. We're just gonna have to glue it and see how it goes. I feel like I need like tweezers to hold this. Okay, can I hold this piece easier? Yeah, no. It's still gonna flip out of my fingers. Putting these together is gonna be a bit of a task. I am probably just gonna get glue on my fingers. It's just gonna have to be how it is. I'd rather not. But, let's see. Okay, plastic's melting. Ah, completely overshot. Okay, there we go. Damn it. Yeah, I got plastic on my fingers. Okay. But the head is done. We've glued the head together. I really hope that is focusing for you guys. I don't know how good it looks for you guys. Alright. And then that should just pop right in like that. So, yeah. And then we're on to the second set of griffs. So, all I need is just glue all of this. And that should just slot in this way. And we have our second griff completed. So there's the alpha griff and that griff. Okay, now we can get onto the last three. Is it three griffs? So there's two heads there. Maybe it's another four. How many griffs is this exactly? Is it six? There's six. Okay, we have another four to go. Alright, so 10 and 9. These two. And they always put them in a way that makes it hard to actually cut them with the things. So I'm going to cut a bit further back for this one, and then cut it a second time. Okay. Where is it? That is really, really hard to get a... might actually have to use the knife just to get rid of the sprue. That's how close that is. Whoop. Nearly cut off one of the attachment points. But yeah, that was a really impossible to reach sprue with a clipper. Okay, just flatten that out. And where was that other piece? Just on the head here. more pass. Okay. And then which head was it? It was 9, this one. Again, it's a bit hard to get in there, but this one's at least manageable. Okay. Is it the one we just cleaned up? I think it is. That's the one we just cut out. Yeah, this is the one we just cut. Just clear that out. And then another piece on the head here. It's probably as good as we're gonna get. Alright. That goes that way. This head fits a lot better than the other one. I can say that for sure. Holding it's still a bit super flimsy. Okay, just hold it like that. Then that goes into there, like so. Alright, so that head is done. And then we need 8 and 7 for the body. So that's a 7. We need... Oh, there's only 1, 7, 1, 8. Okay, so the bodies are separate for the Griffhounds. Or are they? Wait a second. It's 13, 14, there's an 8, 7... 7... Okay, no, they are doubled up like they should be. So we'll clear out this one. I think those are the 2 heads that will be left over. So 7. If I can get the clipper in. Let's clip the tail first so it doesn't break. Okay, so that's 7, and then 8. Okay. That was quite a big piece left over from that. Okay, that's flattened out. It's the tiniest bit on the tail. Scrape that off. That method works surprisingly well, just dragging the blade across. And then there's this piece. I don't think the dragging works on the bigger pit. No, it doesn't. So long as I cut off most of it, I can then clean it up by just dragging back. I think. And maybe not. This is where the deburring tool might come in handy. Just a little bit left. It's always those last pieces that bother me the most. Okay, piece on the leg here. May have cut a bit too much there. Started taking off parts of the other part of the arm. Just need to get rid of that piece. I've really munted this arm, but that's alright. It's an animal leg, so it doesn't need to look perfect. Okay, maybe now if we scrape, we might just clean it up a bit. I think it's done. Okay. Is there anything else? I think that was all the attachment points. I'm going to clean up this one. It's a slow process on every single one. Okay, what's the best way to get rid of this one? I think I can scrape this one off. Okay, that looks good. Okay, piece here on the leg. Gonna take a cut, and then maybe some scraping. And it's still there. Yeah, that's probably as good as I'm going to get that. Don't think there's any... one last spot just under the knee here. Which I don't think is going to be much of an issue. Alright, that's that piece done. Let's see how they fit together. Okay, that goes fairly well. There's just a bit of a gap on the I don't know if that is a gap. It's just like a bit of a divot within the thing there. I think that's how it's supposed to be. I think it's just because one leg is higher than the other, and there's the piece of armor in the middle. So that one should be easy to glue. If the glue will come out. It's deciding to play hard now. Come on. It's pouring out before. What happened? Damn it. Okay. Let's try and coax out the glue. Maybe it's dried up in the thing. Okay, let's flip it around. See if that will fix it up. If I can even get it back in. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Glue's coming out. I don't know what was stuck in it, but it dried up somehow on the inside. Alright. Get that glued on. Alright, then the head should just slot in, same as the other ones. Looks good all around. Just chuck in there. So the glue was going to not come out again, but it did. So that's good. Okay. And that's our next one done. So we've got 3 down, another 3 to go. Okay, so we have to do that twice. So just put the lid back on the glue. So we need 9 and 10 again. Okay. 9, 10. I believe it was 7 and 8. Here's that piece that is really hard to get the clipper to go around. Okay. And that body, and then, yep. And this body. Okay, we'll get the heads done first because they're so fidgety. and then this little piece on the head. Now hopefully just scraping it will be enough. Looks like it might be. Or not, there's still that little... Okay, that should be good enough. And then scraping this off again. But I think we'll take a chunk out of it first. And then scrape. And that came out pretty good. Okay. Let's see how well the head fits. Head's perfect. Just need to figure out how to hold this. We're going to hold it like this. It is slipping out of my fingers though. Okay, and then that should just pop in like that. Alright, head's done. Now we've got to clean up the body. Okay, we cleaned up the main thing, but I created a bit of a further issue. It should hopefully be fixed. Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, and then the other piece is here. Should be very quickly fixed. Where else? On the back here. With enough scraping, it gets whittled down to nothing. It at least keeps it sort of smooth. Alright, there we go. So that's that body piece, now we've got this one. maybe I do need to take a chunk out of this first. It's quite raised. And now it should scrape to nothing. Okay, that's pretty clear. That foot piece is fairly mangled. That might have been cut a bit harshly. It even seems like it's dug in a bit. But that should be fine. Then there's this little tiny piece on the tail. Okay, I think we're... Oh, no, there's one more piece on this arm. Okay. So that should fit in pretty well. Yep. Okay. So glue this side. And that should just fit in. There we go. And then the head should just fit in, same as the other one. Yep. And then we should be down to the last two, which is a different variant. Alright. So there we go, another Gryph-hound completed. Two are the same, and then I think there'll be one more. Actually, no. So these two are the same, except for one being the alpha, and then it should be a different variant for the next two. So I'm guessing it's all of these, and then it's just these two heads left over. Okay. 11, 12. Yep. And 13, 14. Yeah, so each of these sprues contains the last ones. What have they got down here? It's just for these. It's just that they glue down, that's all it is. So these ones are up in the air. They hang over the things. And these ones just stand normal. Okay. Well, at least it's easy enough to tell which one's which. Although they said there should be two spare heads. Okay, two full heads. So, those two. Because I thought it was only two pieces, but no, it's two full heads. Yeah, that's quite a bit. There we go. Clip. Alright, that's cut out. And then we just got to put this together twice, which is tedious, but part of the hobby. It would be great if these would just snip off perfect without having to be fixed up. Okay, that one's clean. Alright. And 2 pieces on the feet. Both of which are actually quite sizable. Don't want to accidentally cut myself. Okay, that seems fairly clean. Alright, same as the other piece. Well, this one was fairly easy to clean out. Luckily, all the sprues were pretty much on flat surfaces. Okay, so that's clean. Did we clean the heads? No, not yet. Okay. Well, that was super easy to clean. Guess I'm starting to get good at that technique. Alright, it's been as clean as I need it to be. Now onto gluing. Just glue this side. Get a handle on it properly. Glue's stringing a bit. It's fine. Okay, and then the head. At least these are easy to glue up. I had real trouble in some of the other models. Okay, let's hope this just clicks in. Okay, that's done. Now we'll just have to do it again on another model. And then we'll have 6 griff charges completed. Alright. I probably need to get some professional clippers just to make this actually a lot cleaner when I'm cutting. Oh, that jumped onto my finger. Alright. Okay, I think that is... What? Is that a... No, I think that was just a piece that got stuck on it. Okay, there's 2 body pieces done. Okay. Finally, we've completed the Griffhounds. Okay. Just need to glue them up. And then we will basically forget about Age of Sigmar for now. We'll put that on a back burner. And then we can start on some combat patrol and get up to date with all the stuff that I have. That was a lot quicker to put together than the other one, even though they were the same model. I think I just cut it better out of the sprue. Why am I always finding this one difficult? Okay, there we go. There's the head. Alright. That's a lot of grey plastic on the table. Is there anything of interest in here? It's just painting. Combat stuff. Yeah, nothing else in there. Okay, so we have our alpha. A little group of Griffhounds. It's got each different version. That is a bit dark. Let me boost the ISO a bit. So that one, and then same as the alpha, but just a bit different. Right, so I can put these guys away finally. And hopefully this isn't too noisy, but we've got our little vacuum. Alright. There's always so much grey plastic left over after putting some models together. We've got the bases as well, can get rid of those. Alright, hopefully the stream quality is alright. So we've got 2 heads left over, put them in storage. And then a couple of sprues we can get rid of. Alright. So now what we're going to do we're going to start on some 40k so we've got our combat patrol subscription, and we did get the premium subscription, so we were lucky enough to be one of the few to get that before it was completely run out. So I think this will have, does this have pounds written on it for pricing? Because they did say that we might get some of the US and UK stock to fill in for stuff that wasn't, yeah, it says £2. So this is UK stock, not Australian. So what do we got? Combat Patrol, free poster. It's official collection. Oh, that is a poster. Okay. So, welcome to Warhammer 40k. So this is all we got getting. So we'll get a new set of this, so I can finally replace these little ones. And a new one of these. So we'll start just using the new stuff instead of the old ones. So get binders. We've already got 2 binders because it's been a while of collecting this. We've got the heat changing. No, we don't. Yeah, this is not the mug that comes with it. We had a different mug, I think, because it was a fully colored mug with like a Primaris or a Space Marine versus a Tyranid on the other side. We do have the company champion, I think. I think that's this. Yeah. So we already received that one. Okay, this. Oh, wow. Okay. So we already received these 2. This opens up into. Okay, I didn't know they were doing this. How come we didn't get this with the other one? The full outline of all of the stuff we're getting in the magazines. So all of the paints, all of the factions, and then all of this stuff. And then this opens up. Holy crap, this is a big. Holy crap, this is gigantic. Like, my forearm is smaller than it is for the height for this. That is cool. I didn't realize we had such a big poster. Okay, so that's in the first magazine. Get a little terrain. Just basic dirt terrain, and then what's on the other side? On the other side, some sort of metal terrain. Not sure what I think about this one. It's kind of, yeah. But this one's alright. How does this fold? Crap. Okay, they fold that way. This one folds the wrong way. Ah, there we go. Let's fold it up. So, here we go. So, the first edition of this, we get a Space Marine Captain. If I can zoom this in. We get a Space Marine Captain and a Winged Tyranid Prime. I wonder how tall these models are going to be. They're really just giving us more and more stuff in this. Make sure you don't miss out. I'm already subscribed, so that's good. Special subscription. It's just outlining more stuff. Okay. Alright, so yeah, there's the total of the premium stuff that we're getting. So we've received that. That's still coming. These are going to be cool. The little killer cans. And then what I'm really looking forward to is the Rogel tank. Okay. So what do we got in here? Just a how to build basics. Assembly guide. So this at least teaches you properly how to use the thing. So I don't think the other one explained it properly. So it's just scraping across. So old lines, yeah, just scrape slightly. Exclamation point, detailed view. So Captain is not too detailed, to be honest. It's got quite a few pieces, and then there's the hive. Tyranid Prime winged. So I don't know if it's just because it's the first book, but it's straight into the how to build, and then it gets to the lore. So goes through all the factions, combat squads, and then gameplay. So first mission is a first strike. So that's what the weird looking thing was for. It's literally just somebody to play between the two things from this. There's a bit of a better outlay for what the entire magazine will be. Alright. Let's crack it open. So the UK one comes with a blister pack, whereas the Australian ones... This is what we get in Australia. It's just not protected at all, but somehow they survive the mail. So, what do I feel like that's missing something? Wait a second. Where did the tools go? Because I did have the tools just a second ago. I have misplaced something. Okay, let's open this anyway. It's like sticky taped down. Alright. Oh, it's one piece. one big piece. And then we get 6 dice. The usual dice. Let me just check quickly. Because I could have sworn I had a new set of this from this somewhere. Because it should come with all the things. Alright, there we go. It had just fallen behind a bunch of stuff. Because yeah, I got all my things in a little nook in a bookcase, and these just fell behind all of the editions. So, how does this compare to our current set? These feel a lot more grippy. They're grey. And instead of it being Citadel, it is now the Warhammer logo. And these are coated in oil. Let's just get rid of that first layer of oil. Because we don't really want that getting on the models. These definitely feel better. They have a lot more tension in them. Maybe it's just because these have been used. Alright, any other differences? Other than that, they're essentially the exact same. These are just a bit worn and rusty. So we can retire these for now. And this is a lot more hefty, I think. Yeah, so this is the old one. And that's the new one. It's a lot more refined and longer. Not sure if the curve is the... I think the curve might be the same. It's just the thickness is thinner, but the curve looks exactly the same. So hopefully this works a bit better. Alright, let's get into it. So this is a push fit, so we won't need the glue, and they haven't provided glue yet. So I'm assuming that comes in a later edition. So what are we doing here? We're taking out the captain first. So this side is the Tyrannid, and that side is the captain. So what we're taking out is 12, 13, and 14. That is really nice looking, actually. The detail on this, like just the armor piece, this feels a lot more higher quality than the Stormbringer stuff that we had. I'm actually liking these models a lot more right now. So let's get this out. These are going to paint up real nice, I think. So first cut of the new snippers. Oh, that is clean. That felt so clean. I like this. Okay. Yep, these are cutting like butter. The other ones squish it a bit. Alright. Fight against that. If I can even get the snippers in. Oh, cuts like nothing. What are the lines left over like? So that's a clear cut. There's another one, very thin. And there. Okay, so 13 and 12. That one's 13. That one's 12. So I'm going to try and get these cut as close as possible to reduce as much work as I have to do. And then this one, 13. This one's a bit awkward. Alright. So we've our first pieces out. So let's see if this actually works that well. While the contours perfectly with the model, I still feel like we're going to have to default to our knife for cleaning these up. Just because it can do a much more refined job. Okay, that should be enough to finish it off with this. Because these are 40k models, I really want to get them perfect. Hopefully that's flat enough where painting over it will just clear out the issue. This one's unfortunate. It's underneath the skull. Needs to be cut off. So I really don't want to cut into armor plating because it will be so obvious. Just need to take off like a layer or two. It's really annoying me. There's like on there just underneath the skull. It's like I need that to flatten out. Okay, well it feels smooth, so hopefully when that gets painted, there'll be nothing raised. Because I haven't really done any proper painting, so I'm not sure how easy it is to cover these. Hence why I spend so much time trying to clean them up. Okay, it's a bit divoted, but it should be okay. Probably gonna have to look up a proper tutorial on how to cut these properly without having divots. Okay, I think we've cleaned this one. Just give this little extra go with this. This one's got quite a bit sticking out. Just try and take small layers off. Still a bit raised. Hopefully this will get rid of the last of it. No, it's still there. Okay, well it feels mostly flat, so hopefully that's good enough. Put another one of these again. Worst positioning. They always put them in the worst positions. I actually can't believe that they put it right next to the smallest decal. Because how am I supposed to clean that without damaging the skull? This one's at least cleaning off a bit easier than that other one was. and then just try and finish this off because it does have a bit of grooves in it now. I'm gonna flatten that out. I don't know if I can flatten that out now. Hopefully paint's not going to show that up. Okay, one more piece. It's flattened enough. Oh, still got another little attachment point there. Yeah, that's probably as good as we can clean that up. Okay. Then we just got the big piece. Hey, chaperons. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Things are here and there, I guess. You're viewing from a new camera now, so there's a positive. Alright. So, I just finished off some Griffhounds, and I decided that because we still have a ridiculous amount of Age of Sigmar sitting around, we're going to actually give up on Age of Sigmar. And we're going to work on Combat Patrol because we've got less of it. And we'd be keeping up the magazine subscription as it's coming in. Which means I wouldn't feel bad about starting to paint the models. Whereas with Age of Sigmar, it's like I have all this grey plastic that needs to be put together. Painting is sort of an afterthought. So at least with Combat Patrol, I can paint as it comes in. Yes, yes, I've got full zoom on the camera now, so it's actually quite useful. Before I was just using my phone, which wasn't ideal. The only issue is making sure it stays in frame for everyone watching. Looks like another piece. Yeah, I'm currently off work, so I have been working on YouTube a bit, but mainly on my my other sort of gaming channel. I've only just started today on this channel now. You have to be in the mood to paint, and that mood hasn't struck in like a year. I'd love to paint, like I really would, but I have sort of like a what would it be called? It's a type of paralysis. It's like you have so much stuff you need to do, you don't end up actually doing anything. And painting is such a enormous task to my mind because I haven't properly done it yet. That it always gets stuck behind everything. So I want to change that. Because painting always seemed like the most fun part of the models. Just give that a little scrape. Okay. Actually, seeing as you're a veteran for, yes, decision paralysis, but seeing as you're sort of a veteran for putting together minis, I gotta ask, when it comes to like the little pieces when you're scraping them off, does it matter if they're still visible as long as they're flat? Does the paint just cover and hide the pieces? Because I feel I am wasting a lot of time just cleaning up little nibs that don't quite need to be cleaned. So that piece right there, for example, bugs me from a perfectionist standpoint. It is completely flat, maybe aside from like a micro bump. But other than that, it's just showing through as like a stressed nib point. Had to push past worrying about the paint being bad. No, for the decisions, yes. Okay. So those three are clean now. I use my fingernail. If I don't feel anything, then it's fine. Okay. So the paint basically just flat covers over it, if as long as it's actually flat. Okay, which piece is which? That goes that way. Then oh, okay. So that goes in there. Zoom in a bit. And then this piece goes on top. Now, just a quick look, just to see if there's any mold lines. I don't think there are. No, no mold lines. So this should just push fit at this stage, because that just loosely sits in there. So push fit that. It's nice and in there. This is a nice solid model. I like it. Yeah, the paint is thicker than the little scrape. Okay, good to know. So I don't have to worry so much. And also, as you see, a lot of it is going to not be visible once you build it. Good. So he's got a skull thingy on the top. This is a, what is it? Space Marine Captain. For some reason, this just feels chaosy to me. Oh yeah, seeing as you just come in, we are on the first edition of Combat Patrol. So we're putting together a Space Marine Captain and a Winged Tyranid Prime with the new tools. This just feels so much better than the old one. And they have moved to the Warhammer marketing as opposed to Citadel. So I wonder if the paint's in our Warhammer as well. Okay, where were we? 15 and 16. So it's good to have new tools. They feel a lot more pristine for cuts. So that one's 16. There we go. It's an iron halo, a piece of technology that generates a personal force field. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, it's essentially the same nippers, but they've got a bit more spring in them, and they cut a lot more cleanly. 15. Shoulder piece. It's cutting like butter at the moment, whereas the other ones was sort of squishing everything. So that should be it, right? Oh no, that's 17. What am I doing? I'm cutting the wrong one. There we go. So yeah, I got a little thing on the shield here. So how do you avoid putting divots in your models? Sometimes I feel like I've cut a bit too far. Yeah, so that piece there, that little divot thingy there, I can't really feel it at all. Maybe the tiniest bit. I'm assuming that's cut enough for it to paint over smoothly. I just give it like a tiny bit of a scrape just to make sure. If you have the money, I recommend getting a pair of one-sided model nippers. They are a lot thinner and cut very clearly. When after you use the nippers or when you're trimming. Not sure what that second question was for. But as for clippers, I still want to get one of those like the gourd clipper or whatever it is that they use for Gundam and stuff. Points there. So I could probably just use this. Alright, that one's clean. You said about cutting plastic too much. So with the nippers, not so much, because I'll cut them as close as I can to the thing. Every now and then it might seem like it's a bit further in than it should be, but more when trying to scrape off the pieces. So sometimes I find that I'm trying to clean it up for too long, and it sort of starts scalloping the things, even if I'm just running across it instead of like cutting into it. But usually when I'm cutting in, like if let's say you've cut it with this, and it's got like a thick piece sticking out, and you're trying to like cut across. For some reason, it just feels like it scallops in a bit. and I'm trying to get rid of those. Like this piece right here I'm trying to get rid of. I feel like if I went too much, it would potentially scallop in. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm going to get that. Just like a little piece sticking off. There we go. Okay, that's got mold lines across here, but they're way too small to deal with. Where was the other piece that was sticking out?
By the way, you suddenly have an echo. Like you're...
I am using two mics. One's for all the scratching, and then the other one's for speaking, but I'm not sure why that's echoing, because they should be in line. Is it still echoing, or... Because if it is, I'll have to turn off the secondary mic. There should be one more spot on this that is... Okay, there's one on the head. And I think that might be the other spot. I think I cleaned that, like cut that super cleanly, that it doesn't need to be fixed. But yeah, maybe this tiny little headpiece here. Give it a little, the lightest scraping. Should be good enough. Small details, it's not going to matter. But if I go all the way in on this, you can see how detailed these things are. Like they're really detailed. And they're tiny. Just wish it would focus properly. Anyway.
As for that, it's just time and learning. Yeah, it's still echoing.
Okay. There we go. Okay. We're gonna have to turn that off. I don't think you'll get any scraping or anything. Yeah, you're not gonna get me tapping. Actually, if I... 1 second, let me edit the audio filter on this. So this. There you go. You should be able to hear everything now. Just less noise cancellation. Definitely not too much background noise comes through. Like I still get that every once in a while when I'm trying to cut away too much or being impatient. Yeah, there's just a few things here and there where it feels like it's cutting through. Okay. So you can hear all the noises now. But yeah, there might be fans coming through from my computer. So this goes on like that. This it's going like that? Yes. Okay. This is quite a nice piece. I like this. Where it sort of just fits in properly. So did you have the can't hear any fans. Good, good. Because kind of next to my PC. So did you have the Combat Patrol chevrons? Because I can't remember if you were getting it or not. The magazines. Okay, so they should just... So it's probably easier if I just put that through... No, it's not. Okay. Line this up again. Okay, how the heck do I... There we go. I do feel like this is one of those positions where it would probably be preferable to paint this separated. So I might just leave that lightly locked in there. We're not going to fully push it in, so I can easily take that off. Okay. Up to the next part. 18, 19. So yeah, I think when I was doing the other stuff, even you were saying you tend to paint them separated. 19. Did not get them as they were sold out before you even heard of them. That being said, some of the models from the 10th edition starting box. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you... Yeah, because we were getting them like nearly a year after the US had them. Okay. A tiny little spot, which I don't... Okay, we got it out. Wait, how's that 19? Or is that... It's 19? Oh, that does not feel like the right pace. I feel like that's 17. No, that's definitely 17. That's 19. Unless it's showing this piece. The thing's a bit weird to look at. Where's 18? There we go. Like the captain in Terminator armor and the winged Tyranid are in them. Paint them assembled. You're impatient. Oh, you prefer building. Okay. I'm a bit 50-50 on the building, only because of the cleanup. I love the building. I just hate the yeah, cleaning up the models. Oh, you can't see it. I was looking at this piece right here. So that 19 is supposedly this, which it doesn't look like. The 19 looks like that, but that is 17. I think that's like a different angle of 17 though. That's 19. Yeah. Front piece of the gun on this. Actually, seeing as that's a flat piece, maybe I can just use that as sandpaper, kinda. Yeah, that flattened it out. I'm not sure if these are supposed to be used as like rubbing sticks or not. Oh, that is a nasty, that's a nasty spot right there. Right in the crevice. That's, yeah. Why'd they have to do it in there? Be so careful not to scallop this one. I don't even think I can get that in there.
So it looks like 17 is the gun arm part, but Guild Wars instructions can be really bad. The angles. Yes, they're supposed to be. Using what? I'm already like lost on where we are in conversation, to be honest. I'm forgetting things that were said. They will do that, but put it between two spikes so it makes it impossible to trim out and not trim up the spikes. Yeah, I can't believe how they do some of this. Okay. Now there's a little piece stuck in there. That's clean. Just gonna have to do some scraping now. Yeah, it's not on camera. That's the issue with zooming in. I'm like focusing on the model and not looking at the camera angle that you guys get. Okay, that's one piece. And there's this one. Curve tool is supposed to be used to shave off the mold lines. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't fit in there though, so yeah. I think I still prefer the scalpel for the majority of this work, because I find that these leave ridges because they sort of judder as you're doing it. The last time we spoke was like 7 months ago, something like that. I think you were getting a tank for your Sisters of Battle army, while also starting a new faction as well. So how's your Warhammer stuff going? Okay, this one just needs to clean that little piece. And I think that's flat. Alright, that should be that piece done. But yeah, the angle for this is like, it's like that instead of proper. So this goes into this. Which makes this angle is really weird. So if we're holding it like that, I'll zoom in a bit more so it focuses on my finger. I think it's showing it like that. Either that or it's showing it like... Okay, it's probably showing it like that. That's just really... Yeah, anyway. you did finish building the tank, and it helped you win a game the week it was finished. That's cool. So you're actively playing. Okay, so that's put together. It's like a double-barreled, like a melter gun or something. Or is it just a? Oh no, that is a that's a bolt pistol. A dual bolt pistol with big ammo capacity. Okay, now we need 17. And we're nearly done with the with this guy. Well, let's see how this fares with cleanup. Well, the models I finished the sister box instead of working on my Emperor's Children box. Finished up some of the models, waiting to finish. Ah, okay, well. So you're one of those grey plastic army players. I think that's flat. So you're basically running a legion of Grey Knights. Okay, what was this? So that goes on there. Building and playing are the most fun parts of the hobby for me. So basically everything but painting. That should drop in. Why isn't this dropping in? There we go. And then that should attach. Nope, wrong way. That should attach in. Okay, maybe we just put this one on first. Put that in and then. No. Why are they so fiddly? Every time. Okay. Stay, damn you. Which way does this go in? Okay, maybe it goes in that way. I feel like that is the correct. It should be like that, right? Yeah, something like that. Again, we'll just keep it slightly sticking out. I still like painting, it's very satisfying, but my brain makes it. So if I'm not in the right mood, I can't. Yeah. Guessing because painting takes so long and there's all the the setup for it. Alright. Get the feet off. Why do they have to do 2 on this one? It's extra cleanup. Alright, this one's a bit messy. And that came out quick. Painting takes more brain energy. Okay. So you don't find painting relaxing? Yeah, I think that's cleaned. That's sticking out a bit more than I'd like. Enjoyable but tiring. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay. Feet are done. That is the right one, right? No, yeah. Yeah, we should be able to push these in. I don't think that's going to be an issue for painting. It's just going to be getting the paintbrush in here. That's going to be... And that's going to be like that regardless, because the body's, I'm fairly sure, attached to the cape. So no, it's not. Is it? No, okay, that was a separate piece, but that's alright. Stick this one in. Then we just got the head. And the base. Now this one's going to be difficult to clean up. Recently, we were able to get the 11th edition intro box out of pure luck. So, I'm guessing all of the magazine stuff would be 10th edition. So what is the major difference for 10th edition compared to 11th edition? there any lore differences, or is it just gameplay and models? It's a bit too zoomed in. I'm not gonna lie. This guy gives me a bit of George Washington vibes for his face. How do you clean these up? They're so tiny. Hard to hold on to clean. Okay, there we go. I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. I don't even know if I should put him in for painting, because yeah, I think I'm not gonna fully attach his head. Mainly because once his head's out, I can just paint the inside with blue, and then once that's done, we can put him in properly. But that's him for now. And then he's got that base. Gave up on buying it because of financial reasons, ended up buying 2 packs of Pokemon cards. Pulling the rarest card. Huh. Main thing is the rules. Okay. So it's just basically we now deem these units to not be fit for gameplay, so now you have to go and spend another few $100 to rebuild your exact same army, but in a different edition. But yeah, I wonder how Games Workshop is faring right now. From last I heard, they were having a bit of trouble. I'm not sure about that. I know Wizards of the Coast with D&D is having a lot of trouble with the fan base, because they're sort of going to digital subscriptions for everything, which sort of defeats the point of buying the books and stuff. Yeah, I don't think that's going to matter too much for the base. Oh crap, did I? I did, didn't I? I cut, I think I cut off, pieces for the fate. What were they? Was it 20? Those right there are the pegs for the fate. So these were supposed to have pegs sticking out to go through the holes there. So this is going to be a glue job whenever I end up putting it together. So that fits there. That's annoying. I really screwed that up. But anyway, there's our captain. Nice looking model. It's nice and hefty. Dispel phase from previous editions. Oh, and that goes on one of these as well. That base piece. Yeah, like that. Okay. So, what do you think of the current stream setup with the angle being sort of angled instead of straight down? You're going to see the models properly. And how's the mic? Because the mic can have proximity issues. Just did that several times. Oh, you've done that several times. Did it last week with one of the new models. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, we're up to the our winged guy, winged Tyranid Prime. So hopefully this guy is a bit quicker. 4. There we go. Let's not cut off anything we don't need to. That's 4 was 3. That one. Uh, 1 and 5. So big piece is 1. And 5. And 2 and there's 2. I think I'll just get all of these cut out first. So we can just do a quick batch of cleaning and then everything should be good. The mic is good, no issue with background noise, camera angle. Sometimes you see stuff we can't see, which is fine. Sometimes you have to get something out from under the cam to work it on top. Yeah. So, you're watching through vertical on YouTube, right? So you got like the little kick, Twitch, and YouTube thing at the bottom, I'm assuming. So I do run this in a horizontal stream as well at the same time, which has a bit more on the sides anyway. For the top and bottom, you get the full top and bottom. It's just crushed into the middle. Wait. 7. No, that was 6. That was 6. 7's this one. Okay, there's a nub there, which I'm not going to cut off. Alright. 10. 8 for the wing. These wings are quite detailed. They're going to be fun to paint. I'm going to have to figure out how to do like color shading and stuff between stuff. It's probably going to be like skin flesh with like a purple pinkish. Oh, that is not a nice cut to make. Yeah, that's nasty. That's not going to show up nice. They put it in between like 2 divots, which means it's going to be a thick piece that sticks out. Okay, that's 8. So you have the keyboard open, it makes it like I have it sideways. Oh, so you get an even smaller image. That one cuts in there. Why do they put them in there? Samuel Smith. Hello. How's it going? And then the last piece is number 11. Alright, the sprue's cleared out. Now we just need to do all the lengthy cleanup. Also, with your question about the different versions of the game, with the story, while allowing them to refresh the models. So it's more lore than anything. Okay. Actually, we'll try and use this to. I don't know which one's less destructive on the model. Killing time at work. What you building? A dragon? Building a winged tyrannid. So, still, I don't know how to show you. Let's see. Do I have another picture of it somewhere? I don't think I do. But it's this thingy, which doesn't have color on it, so it doesn't really help. But yeah, it's a winged tyrannid thing from the first edition of the magazines for Combat Patrol. Exacto is better, you can shave it off. There is the front of the magazine, but I do have all these laid out where they're supposed to be. I mean, I could just place them out equally. Alright. This thingy is what we're currently putting together. This disgusting creature. And this guy we've just put together. Oh, wrong way. Where are we? This page. Alright. Put them back. Your nephew runs bugs. Yeah. What color schemes? Because I'm basically a newbie to this, I'll just be doing the stuff that the magazines actually give you. So, where is it? There was a thing of all the paints. Yeah, so I'll just be doing the color schemes that they give. But yeah, getting a heap of paints with it. Okay. Is there anything else on this one? That's fairly clean. Maybe just a tiny bit off of this. I don't think the Tyranid models are going to matter so much for the cleanup, simply because the extra sprue pieces sticking out could just be bone growths and stuff. What's a unique one? Simple change from the official one. Okay, cut that out. And hopefully not cut too much out. They really like to put these ones in the worst possible positions. I feel like I cut that too deep. Or not enough. Maybe it was... Okay, it wasn't enough. Let's see if I can clean this up a bit with this. Hopefully the paint will fix that up. There's... Perfectionist in me is crying, but... Yeah. I tried clearing that out, but... it all sort of just stuck itself up into the corner. So hopefully the paint just fixes that. Fleet Kraken instead of a red, lighter blue shell. Chaos person. Yeah, that's good enough. Surely he's a corn player. Has to be corn. Okay, this one's a bit more tricky to clear out. Wait, scraping will get rid of it. Looks like it did. Okay, that's good. That one's good. Now for this piece. This is where it was ridiculous. You couldn't even get the clippers in properly to get that. Okay. Okay, I think we did it. Just needs a tiny bit of scraping. I think the other wing has the exact same issue, so... But again, having this clean I don't think matters too much because it can basically pass off as bony growth. There's a nasty piece there. I think this is the last piece on it. Then we have to work on the other wing. Oh, you're running 3 different Chaos armies. Yes, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull guard. Okay, that wing's done, I think. It is a really nice looking wing. Put a lot of detail into the little pieces in there. It's amazing how much detail they can get into molded plastic. Well, let's try and get this one done quickly. Sort of gotten used to working on the wings now. Okay, don't be afraid of textures on your minis. Not so much afraid, it's just the perfectionist in me really, really hates it. It's like if I ever do a battle damaged mini or something, I have to put cuts in myself. I think if I ever end up doing that, it's gonna hurt me to do to do that. It's gonna mentally and physically hurt me to cut into a model. Okay, it's clean enough. There's another piece, shouldn't be there. That came off in one go. Yeah, that was really good. Then that same thick piece here. try and get that last little piece out. I think that wing's done. I got more stuff to hammer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 8 pieces to clean, and then I'm done with the first magazine. There's the little second point. Cut some extra bits to add the models. Definitely hurt the first few times. It's like you pay so much for the silly little grey plastic, and then you intentionally damage it. Okay, let's just hope that the nippers cut off everything fairly good for the rest of this. Hit bashing is awesome. So how long have you been in the hobby, Samuel? I think Chaperons, you were like old school with it, weren't you? That'll be on Twitch. Hello. That should show up, I would hope. Yes. Shows up on the shorts feed. Yeah, I think we've cleaned this one. What are you working on? I am working on a, what was this? Winged Tyranid Prime. The flying Tyranid. Chaperons, you're only 2 to 3 years into it. Okay. And Samuel started 10th, so basically same as me. Because I think I'm coming into this at 10th edition. I really should overlay the chat on the other one, just so people can actually see each other's chat. 1 second. I'll just do that quickly. Alright, chat box should be for the other streams now as well. Just so that you guys can actually talk to each other cross-platform, if need be. Those two are done. Some little legs to clean. Could you explain a bit what you're doing? Basically, I'm just cleaning up little pieces of things on the models. So, like from that, there was a piece left over from cutting it out of the sprues. So, cleaning it up before putting them together, and trying not to cut myself. It's quite a tedious process. I think that's everything. Oh no, there's a tiny piece on there. that needs to be slightly shaved off. Okay, that one's good. Nearly cleaned them all off. This probably looks super dangerous just cutting straight into my finger, but because it's flat on, it's not really damaging at all. You just paint the models and make dioramas. You have a YouTube channel, and you put stuff on it. It's nice. Started playing right before the World Eater Codex came out. Are you looking forward to the Henry Cavill TV shows and movies? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that piece there. That's a bit of a difficult spot to clean. It's not going to look too bad. That leg's been done. This leg is still to be fixed. Oh, slightly under the cam. Okay, there we go. I'll zoom out a bit. So yeah, I haven't actually played a game. I'm more into... I just like the concept of the models and the lore of Warhammer. So, in all honesty, I am sort of a complete casual at the moment. Hopefully not for long, but... You're excited for the new episode of Space King? I love Space King. Space King is awesome. Okay, there's a big piece that needs to be cleared. These are the parts that I usually end up like scalloping the model with. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter if it's a bit ridged. Okay, so that's fairly clean. I think that's all the pieces, and then this might be the last piece to clean if there is anything left on it. I think there is. Okay, I think we're ready to put it together. Alright, let's see, how do we do this? Probably still zoom in. Okay, so this piece goes on that, I think. Yep. That locks in to make the head. That fits in quite well. Still trying to figure out where the best zoom position is for all of this. Because once I get too close, it starts to go out of focus. Suddenly 2 AM and I have to be up at 8. Well, I'll be off after I've finished putting this guy together. So, you won't miss out on too much. Personally, I think the game is boring, more into skirmish size games, like 1490, Doom, and Gaslands. So, is it just the like the tabletop game that you find boring, or do you play the like computer games and stuff as well? Which one's 2? This one would be 2. Okay, I need to figure out which one's which. So one of these is not the right one. Going that way? Or is it this one? Okay, it definitely isn't that. I may have screwed up by putting them all together, or taking them all out and cleaning them first. Feels like it should be like that, but maybe it's... You know what, let's figure out how it fits on this first, because that's probably the way to tell. Yeah, okay, so that goes on that way. And this one doesn't... the middle piece would have to be the piece that goes onto that. But that doesn't make sense. So unless this one goes like that backwards. But that doesn't fit in properly. This fits perfect on this side though. So it has to be that way. So that goes on like that. No, I don't really play video games. Son does. More of a tabletop guy. Okay. Okay, so this goes in that way, from this direction. If I can get it to actually fit in. Okay, there we go. I think we've got it in. Okay. Damn it. So fiddly. There we go. Okay. That way. There we go. And then this connects it onto the other side. Ah. Damn it. It's like Legos but harder. Because everything wants to fall apart as you're putting it together. Come on. Yep, there we go. It's stuck together. There we go. Do you play Kill Team or Necromunda? For me personally, I'm in nothing at the moment. So 7 is the right. Oh, not that I know which one's 7 at this point. So let go into the top one or the bottom one? Bottom one. Ah, it's going in here. Okay, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. There we go. Yeah, this is just difficult, guys. That it's in that way. Okay. So I've got him this way. Then look at the next part. This one goes in the arm. But there's 2 arm slots, so the wing goes in first, I think. Okay, this feels wrong. Is it this one? This one, I think. No? Or is it this? No, it's this one. Okay. Things face upwards. Okay, it's behind the... Even with instructions, I am struggling to figure out where these go. And then this one goes up here. If I'm not careful, I'll blow $500 on models for a game I can't even get a game with. Yeah, I completely understand that. I really want to get the Skaven Tide box still. Is that the right way? Or does it go further forward? Surely it's not. I feel like I'm screwing this up. But yeah, I really want the... You think the wing is on the wrong side. But the things go up. That's the thing. So if I was to put this one up, it would be the wrong position. Yeah, so if I take that out, I'll try to put this one in. No, it has to be this one. It has to be. The arms, maybe the arms are in the wrong position. The arms feel right though. Yeah, let me just put the arm in first, the other arm. Something's not going right. And this is a very pointy model, so I'm stabbing myself constantly while trying to get in that hole. Get in that hole, damn it. Okay, so that one's facing... Okay, so it's supposed to face like this way. I don't know if that's... yeah, okay. So I don't know if this goes in front. I think this goes behind the leg. Maybe. Because in front doesn't seem to... Okay, let's look at the front. Let's look at the front picture. And let's start with the other wing first, because something's just wrong with this. If I can even get the there we go. Let me zoom out a bit. So if I'm looking at the picture, it's definitely this way. You just get it perfect and stick a nail in it. So this one's definitely on this side. I feel like even the head's not in right, but it is. I feel like they gave me a different model. So this one's supposed to touch the ground. So this one goes in there. I think that's a perfect spot. There we go. Okay, that one's in. That one's in the way it's supposed to go. That's a perfect drop. Okay. But look at the model. It sort of sits flat. It's really hard to show with this camera angle. So, and then this one sort of sits further backwards. Question is how far back. There's got to be a point where it just drops in. Alright. There's an extra. Okay, if I can show this. On the thing, there's like a nub, and then in here, I think that's where the nub goes. So if I can even line that nub up. Okay, I'm struggling to get it in the hole. Okay, it's over positioned, but I can't push it in. That's the thing. Ow, ow. Everything hurts. Okay, get in there, damn it. Get in there. Okay, it clicked in. It clicked in. Ow. I've been stabbing myself with like all of these. Like these are nasty. That's a very weird looking. It just looks weird. I don't think I like this model. So if we put it in the actual thing, so it's let me place it on its model place. If I can get that in. Okay. There we go. It doesn't look so bad when it's actually in its spot. That doesn't look that bad. But freeballing the model looks terrible because it just looks weird. But yeah, I suppose that will do. So we got the spiky bastard versus the really cool looking yeah, the spiky bastard versus the really cool looking Space Marine captain. My fingers hurt. Yeah, spikes go up. Out of context stream. Yeah, don't clip this. But yeah, there's the. I wish I could light this up better for you, because it being grey makes it really difficult to see properly. Yeah, the Nids like to bite back when building them. Chaos models are the worst though. Oh, because they're all spiky. But yeah, I think I much prefer this guy. This guy's awesome. I'll just have to take his arms and his face off when painting it. But yeah. Can we get any closer detail on this thing? Yeah, there's the little disgusting head. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. What's all this then? And they say Warhammer isn't dolls, but you can play with them like this. I can't remember who did that video, but it was hilarious. Hello, Mayhem of Mystic. You've arrived just as I'm finishing up. Yes, thank you for coming in. Put a dead and bloody Marine on his base. I've actually impaled myself with my demon prince. Yeah, I did cut myself with one model a long time ago. I think it was one of these. In fact, it might actually be this one. Because, yeah. So that piece is bent, and I think that's from me stabbing myself. Actually, no, it might be this one. This one. One of these side pieces is snapped off and glued back on. I think I was pushing together minis, and my finger went into it, and yeah, not nice. Fight, kiss, yes. But yeah, there's my lovely models. Alright. Well, it was fun putting these together again. That's been 3 hours of me, let me get the others. There. So literally all I've done in 3 hours is put those together and a bunch of these guys. The Gryph-hounds for Age of Sigmar. I don't think Gryph-hounds have any relevance in 40k, but there are dogs and stuff in 40k. But I don't know if they're on the actual roster for the game. But yeah, there's like an alpha and stuff. So maybe crossover. You get the Space Marine captain with a Gryph-hound alpha. I had one of my Daughters of Cain model swords go underneath my fingernail. Ugh. Yeah, under the fingernail is nasty when it comes to getting stabbed by your models. Yes. Thanks for coming along, guys. I'm hopefully gonna start streaming more. Although it's probably gonna be mostly content on my other channel, the Handsome Clam channel, as opposed to the Clam's Hobbies. So I do want to play, what is it, Silent Hill F while streaming at some point, maybe in the next week. But I do want to start doing some more like Warhammer stuff because I have a ridiculous amount of stuff here. Because yeah, I got all the is that fully? Yeah, that's fully zoomed out. I've got all the Combat Patrol magazines sitting there. And this, I've got this already. Well, these two, but this is what I was interested in. What games do I usually play? So I haven't actually streamed on that channel yet. I had to restart my channel because my old channel basically got harassed by scammers, and my old username's basically a dead username now. So I've rebranded as the Handsome Clan. But yeah, video games at the moment. There's a point-and-click adventure game. The videos are kind of boring, to be honest, but the game itself is awesome. It's called Naya. And then I've started playing Fatekeeper, which is like the what was that game? Dark Messiah, Might and Magic, which was an awesome game. So I started a series on that, and then there was Another game is
The Mound. It's like a multiplayer horror game that I'm playing with my friends. But yeah, I want to start streaming on there for gaming. Like my Twitch and Kick are all under the same thing, but the YouTube I separate. So the hobbies channel is just hobbies stuff, like Warhammer, which I hope to actually start doing some proper videos for, especially once I start painting, because I have been very lax on content. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed sitting through me stabbing myself with Tyranids. You need to get to bed anyway, Sheprins. Every time you're in here, it's like 2 a.m. The Ballistus Dread, which I also have. I can actually get it out. 1 second. It's going to be a pain to put this back where I just had it, but we move all this out of the way. Okay. So, yeah, lucky enough to get the premium set. So they had it up for like 3 days in Australia, and it sold out so fast that they had to take it down literally, yeah, after like 3 days. So I put out a video telling everybody, the premium subscription's available in Australia for the first time, and nobody could get it because it was already finished. But yeah, this is going to be crazy to put together. Yeah, Brutalist Dreadnought and Hive Tyrant, because the Hive Tyrant's kind of boring. But when you get into the Brutalist Dreadnought, it's like Gundam basically. Where does it start on this page? I don't know what. Oh, it's starting as 2 because this is the second model. So yeah, it's like Gundam. You've got like tiny pieces all in there. You got like the guns, the pieces that like what is this? It rotates. Like you got like little rotational pieces, and it's like 6 pages of putting it together. It's just ridiculous. And then the painting's going to be really awesome. But yeah, it's basically a gigantic model of what we just put together, but with a giant gun, and then all of these little bits and pieces to put together. It's just ridiculous. I wonder how people go with putting together the what are they called? The giant like cathedral mechs. Brutalist, not Bestilis. One is melee, one is gun. Okay, mine's guns. Yeah. Okay, hopefully I can close this up again. There we go. But yeah, it was that and the Rogel Dawn tank that I wanted. That's pretty much all I wanted the premium for. So this thing, I want this. And the killer cans are cool as well. They'll be fun to put together. And then a pointy boy. Probably get cut on that a few times. But the rest I'm not a huge fan on. Like, having some Eldar units would be awesome. But yeah, it was mainly just these 2. Yeah, Titans, that's the one. I wonder how many pieces are on the Titans. I will be getting a Dawn tank and killer cans once the magazines come in.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun and enjoyable. Anyway, thanks for coming around. We'll hopefully have some more fun throughout the week with putting some more things together. The pointy boy is the one that you stabbed yourself with. Yes. So yeah, hopefully you get some good sleep. You've got what, 4 hours? Oh, yeah, 4 hours left. Alright. Thank you, Sheprins, and thank you, Samuel, for being here. I shall see you in the next stream.